We at the Alliance for Responsible Citizenship do not believe that humanity is necessarily and inevitably teetering on the brink of apocalyptic disaster. We do not believe that we are beings primarily motivated by lust for power and the desire to dominate. We do not regard ourselves or our fellow citizens as destructive forces living in an alien relationship to the pristine and pure natural world.
If you look out into the world at the moment, there are a series of narratives out there, these stories that we're telling ourselves that are actually determining a lot of our global behavior. If you've got children, you're exposed to some of this in a really visceral way, and you see your children coming home fearful about the future. There's this sort of cataclysmic belief that the future is dangerous, and somehow we are to blame.
There is an epidemic mental health crisis worldwide, in great part due to the breakdown of the social fabric and confusion over values, where economic prosperity, work, and materialism is prioritized over family.
And so the despair that we see around us, right, the breakdown of all of these social connections is related to a vision of the human being which sees the person as just a consumer. Promoting that, reducing humans to consumers, or criticizing it and criticizing humans for being parasites on the world.
But what is a better story? What is the better story that we can tell that will enable us to walk forward the way we need to walk forward as societies and nations? That is really going to be the big theme.
And it's time to bring a more optimistic vision and to believe in ourselves, in our civilization, in the things that made it such an extraordinary civilization.
We need to formulate a different vision. And I think that we have in our traditions, we have in our great theological movements of the West in the past few thousand years, we have the possibility of formulating a different vision of humans. Humans that exist in love with each other, that are submitted to the transcendent good, and that can work together towards a better future.
The rejection of our traditional beliefs have not produced viable alternative narratives, only deconstructionist theories. We must reinvigorate our sense of citizenship. We must encourage one another to serve, to step up, to lead with courage wherever leadership is needed. The ARC network that I'm a part of will seek to address these goals and more.
If we get this right, if we can give people confidence again in our identity as people and communities and nations, then we'll start to reverse some of the more negative trends that have accompanied the more positive ones. So hopefully it can have a very long-lasting impact.
ARC is emerging already as a wonderful community of people who are just full of hope for the way forward and want to bring in a different culture and a different vision for where we can go as a people.
I believe in great minds meeting and looking together for solutions. You cannot overestimate the impact of an idea.
There is a greater narrative that we can all chime in on for the things that we all want together, which is human flourishing, human prosperity, human well-being, all moored to hope.
We posit that men and women of faith and decisiveness, made in the image of God, can arrange their affairs with care and attention so that abundance and opportunity could be available for all. We hope to encourage the development of an alternative pathway uphill out of both tyranny and the desert, stabilizing, unifying, and compelling to men and women of sound judgment and free will. Welcome aboard the ARC.